Right. Hey, this is Caesar. No, that's stupid.
It's fine. You're doing great.
You know it's not the same thing being on the other side, right? Hey guys, so today we're gonna talk about the 160.
This is the take. I can feel it.
What's up, fellas?
Don't do that. Let's do it.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Plumbing Class 101. So today we're talking about plumbing, and let's see what we did on this bad boy 160. So a couple of changes we did was change the overflow. It had a 20-inch shadow overflow. We switched to a 16-inch just because unfortunately there was some cracks on the bottom, and they were patched, but they were not exactly pretty. So we switched the overflow. We did a little bit of a change on the plumbing wise. It currently is a 1-inch. We used to have an 1.5 inches. The reason why we did that is because it's a smaller overflow and because we want to put this bad boy in, which is a roller mat. So we're gonna be doing that. We have the emergency, we have your full siphon, and we have your, basically your trickle, or what, takes the rest of the flow. On the return side, we did stick with check valves. We also have some regular ball valves because we like to have control over the flow as much as we can. Since the length of the 3/4 inch pipe on the bottom is not the same, the valves will help you regulating flow a lot better. On the front, as you can see, we also did some change on the nozzles. We have random flow generators now instead of a straight nozzle. And that would also help, random flow in the tank, since we are planning on keeping this bad boy as an SPS tank. On the back here, we have our abyss pump. Now, we decided to stick with the same pump because since it's going to be an SPS tank, we would like to have as much flow as possible. We used all of the unions everywhere we could, so it'd be easier to take apart if it's ever needed. Roller mat, skimmer, return pump, and I believe we will be adding a Refugium in the future, but it will be remote. We want to keep as much as clean as we can in the sump, and we all know that Refugiums bring algae growth, they bring all sorts of critters, and we want all of our equipment to stay clean. So, yeah.
All right, so as you can see, we do have some rock in the aquarium. I felt that it was okay to put it in and you guys didn't have to watch me kind of design it. I have not glued anything yet, but I do want to go over the pieces that I chose, why I chose them, what we hope to see, and then I'm going to finish aquascaping and glue it up because we want to get water in today. So for the base, because we are leaving it bare bottom, it was imperative that we had flat bottom rocks. And not just for the foundation and the structure, but to have the flat bottom so that detritus can't build up underneath. And so you can see we used the Marco refoundation rock for the base structure. And then from there, I wanted to build, and because our inspiration is obviously the BRS 160 inspiration of having be an SPS dominant tank, for a couple reasons. That's what it was prior, and also for the Regal that I am 99.9% sure will have a tendency or a hankering to eat LPS and other corals. So we want to keep that fish forever, so SPS it is. So that's how we decided with that's my inspiration for the design. It's very open. We want to have a lot of flow. We are going to be using the 4 MP40s. We have the 2 gyres. We haven't decided on placement yet. We'll do that more when we started adding the corals. But I used the Carib Sea arches, and I love using those rocks because they're just easy to work with. One thing that I did differently with this one that I haven't used before is they have this big 21-inch shelf rock. So I did want to use giving that negative space for fish to swim underneath, but also for flow to keep the whole bottom, because we are doing it bare bottom. We will have a lot of flow to keep that nice and detritus free And then leaving everything open with the vision of having, tabling acros and also encompassing and using all of the other Montes that were already in here, some of the stags towards the back. And then I'm gonna keep this little on this right side, keep it open. And I haven't decided exactly how I'm gonna aquascape that yet. So I'm gonna bring out a bunch more pieces. I like to lay everything out and then go. And then what I am gonna be doing to secure the rock is I'm using the BRS extra thick super glue, which is really important that you get the extra thick super glue. You don't want the runny stuff, it doesn't work. And then I insta set it and it sets immediately. So you can't do that if obviously if you had water in the tank, but now that everything is dry, I have that option, and it's super easy. You just literally put the glue on there, spray it, and it's secure and ready to go. So I am going to continue on, and then once I get the thumbs up from everybody, including myself, then we will glue it, and then it is time for water.
We don't have lights though.
No, but that's okay. That'll be tomorrow's project or next week's project.
See. No, tomorrow I'll have some time.
Okay. Did we order them though?
We're gonna use the same Kessel, we're just gonna replace the one. But instead of T5s, we're gonna use blades.
Oh, so we're not doing the 500s on there?
No.
Too much dinero?
Not only that, it's gonna take forever to get them.
Oh, okay.
And I can tell you why, but can't say that on camera. No.
As I was directly in the
there's
camera.
There's a different reason, but...
So, you can delete it. Or edit it. Or just have us bantering about it. Oh, what's up, everybody? It's Ted here from New Wave.
Yeah, he made me do the same thing, dude.
I can't do it.
He yelled at me like 3 times.
I can't do it.
I had like 4 takes.
I can't do it. What's up? I don't know how to do a beginning and start, so we'll just jump right in. We're at the 160 right now. Jen just finished aquascaping. We just got salt water in there, so you guys know what's next. It is time to start the beast. Caesar has been mad crazy busy with doing the control board, all Apex, Red Sea, pretty much everything, bells and whistles. Guess what? It's on this beast. So I think, Caesar, we should hit it up. Send her away.
3, 2, 1. We got contact.
It's alive! It's alive!
There it goes.
Boom. Oh, look, so much flow, we even knocked off our random flow generator.
Yep.
You know you're doing good things there. Whew. We got a nice Abyss pump working on this beast. Beautiful control board, the works.
We're gonna bring down the speed here a little.
Having a little flow go through.
It was a little too much flow for the system here.
That'll happen.
How's it looking over there, Ted?
It's good.
All right.
It's doing good. We almost had some dribblage, but we're good.
Do I look like a scientist?
You do. You look like the top 10 scientists of the world.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you want to go through what we're doing energy board wise, aka Apex? What's going on here?
All right. So we got 4 EB8s. This one is going to be our lighting EB8. Wavemakers EB8. We have 4 MP40s. We'll have 2 gyres. We have a battery backup for MP40s. And then on this side, we still are working on what are these ZB8 is going to be used for, but this one will have the return pump, skimmer, your heater, your roller mat, and so on, just random stuff.
That top one,
Possibly
Refugium
equipment.
slash calcium reactor,
Correct.
because we're also adding that into here. You know, why not have a few more bells and whistles?
And obviously top of the line skimmer. Oh. And return pump. Yeah.
First time ever getting to play with one.
I know. Well, it's actually my second time, but.
Well, okay, rub it in, why don't you?
So yeah, we're working on the probes, and we're gonna be working on the lighting tomorrow, possibly,
Tomorrow's lighting, calcium reactor, and potentially fuge day.
and waymakers.
Yep,
And then the last day will be paint.
yep. So that'll probably be Thursday will be paint, or if time permitting, tomorrow will be paint too.
Let's get the.
So yeah, now it's on. Let's get this bad boy fired up just to show it off.
I'm trying, but.
And I spent all day cleaning it.
All right. There it goes.
Watch it not work.
Don't fail on me, baby. Not now.
Oh God, I got nervous there.
Not today.
Not today. Oh yeah, baby.
There it is. Man, that feels good.
The Bubble King doing his king. This is the face of two happy reefers.
It's a little creepy, but hey.
But hey, it's the little things that go on.
You know?
Are we going to do anything crazy with our doses at all, or are we just going to kind of do basic addition? Because we're going to have the calcium reactor, so we're not going to have AB or your traditional 1-2 part.
One of them will be our calcium reactor, I believe. No, that's actually a Camor pump.
Yep.
So I'm assuming it's gonna be calcium, alkalinity, and I do want to use Kalkwasser. Dun dun dun.
With the calcium reactor too?
pH. So it won't be much of supplementing with the Kalkwasser, but I want to boost the pH.
Just more of remaining, keeping it where we want it.
Yeah, we want our 8.3 for sure. So.
Yep. Stability.
Correct. That's about it. I mean, we got our heater going.
I'd say the biggest thing that we're trying to do from the BRS version of this tank to our version of this tank is simplicity. Make it not so that we can get it operational easily and clean easy and it just works easier. That way we're not doing a bunch of things to do one thing.
And we did add the roller mat,
Which is going to make everybody's
which
life
is a
easier.
big plus. Yes.
AKA me. Because I take care of it.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
So yeah, that's it. I'm excited to get the MP40s on this beast.
Tomorrow, senor.
Get some real waves going in here. Because I pretty much am going to try to make it like the ocean. Legitimate freaking waves. So you come up here and you can see it cascading
You can
everywhere.
surf on this baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
The next day.
Cool. Are we doing this week? I feel like I should do a BRS intro, like this week at New Wave Aquarium 160. I'm talking about our off-site, well, we're gonna call it an off-site refugium today. Really why we're calling it an off-site, because it is not built into the sump itself. So back to the sump itself, so therefore, oh, we got a dog barking. What's the dog barking for? Who cares? So refugium. We opted for that because of size more so than anything, so that we could fit more bio bricks into our sump than actual calerpa or anything like that to remove nitrate and phosphate. With that remote sump over here, we get the controllability of it because we have a separate pump running it and working it, so we get to dial in exactly how much flow, how much tumbling we want out of whatever macroalgae we choose to grow in there. Right now it's full of some Chaeto. We also opted to go with the new Blade the AI Blade Fuge Light. Why we opted for this one for this capacity is, as you can see, we have a longer stretch in comparison to a shorter, squattier one, which your traditional Fuge areas are. So this one is going to fit a little bit better for what we need for that. Still a vital equipment and necessity to any reef tank, especially in an SPS one, because it's just giving you that much more biodiversity in the aquarium. Now going into more of a specific SPS topic, let's talk quickly about the calcium reactor. I like to say the most ominous tool that's around in the hobby. Everybody is terrified of these things. I have no idea why. They really are designed to make reefing easier for you. I'm kind of removing the A-B part of it and doing it all into one. Really nice, awesome setup. I'll go further detail into it, but as you can see, sits up nicely. It does need a few pieces of equipment to work and operate appropriately, but once you get all of that going, nice, easy piece of equipment. Dialing it in, yet again, if you know what you're doing and you don't know what you're doing, it is still a very easy piece of equipment to dial in. Really what you're gonna be doing is doing a few adjustments, testing your water parameters, making sure that 1 and 2 are equaling up to what you want them to do, and then you adjust appropriately. Bada bing, bada boom. That easy, that simple. The big con I will say to it is that you do need a pH reactor, or excuse me, a pH controller in there some way or the other. So with that being said, you need this guy to stay at a certain pH, otherwise it will not work the way that we need them to work. Then you're just kind of defeating the purpose. So that's that quick little talk on calcium reactor, quick little talk about the Refugium. When we're talking about flow for this one, we're doing the BRS 160 here. This is a 6-foot long tank, so you need a lot of flow to get from one end to the other end. With that, we're doing a few different options for this because we needed, along with sheets, we also needed kind of those little turbines in there as well. For our sheets, we chose, well, I shouldn't say chose, we got gyres to go along with those. These are the 350 models, great option for that sheet. Yet again, it's giving you that full, pretty much width of the tank flow going through there. And on the back side of this aquarium, we actually have 4 MP40s shooting towards the front panel. Those guys are all on the reef crest mode. So we're just really trying to get a lot of flow, a lot of turbulent flow moving from front to back, left to right, all the way around, making sure that A, corals are going to get the adequate flow that they desire, and also B, we're not letting detritus build up underneath our rockscapes into that dead zone, things of that nature. The other option that we have too to tie into flow is we did the battery backup with that as well. So if there is ever a power outage, don't worry, our MP40s will still be rocking and rolling, doing their dang thing, having fun. Quick little recap, flow is uber vital to a reef tank. I also like to say that we always undershoot how much flow is needed in the reef world. If you go to an ocean, it's not a gentle, polite breeze that's rolling through those guys. Those corals are getting hit with some flow. So keeping in mind when we're choosing our appropriated wave makers. That's that. That's that. Nice and easy. So it's at the end of the build for the BRS 160 here, end of the day. Got the rocks in there, flow's rocking and rolling. Now we get to do a little test with our friends, Mr. Rubber Ducky. I got to make sure that everybody's rocking and rolling, doing that funness. Thank you for your continued support. And as always, like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that fun stuff so that we can continue to do the fun stuff that we'd love to do, like this. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you. Shazam!